Welcome to this practice where we will be combining sun salutations with the slow flow approach to our practice. So maybe moving through these a little bit slower than is typically offered in some classes, but just another way to really explore the different postures within the sun salutations, and also just to explore our own awareness of body, breath, and the mind as we move through them. These can be seen as a moving meditation, so a great practice to really develop that awareness. Sun salutations can be practiced anytime. They're really great for the morning, for just waking up the body, moving the spine, and of course, really nice to do on the summer solstice. And you don't need to do 108 of them. If you only have time or energy for a few rounds, even that can make a huge difference in how you feel in both body and mind, and just allowing you to develop that awareness, that practice of paying attention, as we always do in our yoga sessions. So we'll begin with a very short warm-up. So find yourself in a comfortable seat. If you want to sit on something, feel free. Take your hands either to your knees or just to rest in your lap. If you want to close the eyes or soften the gaze here, feel free to do so. We'll just stay here for 2 breaths. Checking in with the body. Noticing how the body is feeling. And noticing how the breath is moving through the body. Beginning to shift into this practice of presence. Being fully aware of what we're doing, but also what's going on within. And if you had your eyes closed or your gaze lowered, just gently open up the eyes. And we'll just begin with some side bends. We'll take left hand to the floor, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale to come back up and over to the opposite side. Good. One more time, over to the left. Hold here for 1 breath and really send that breath into the right side of the ribs. Inhale to come through center, over to your right. And again, staying here for a breath, thinking of inflating that left lung. And then inhale to come up. Then we'll reach both arms up, palms facing each other. And then we'll twist towards the right and just reach the arms out to the side, reaching in opposite directions, gently looking over your right shoulder. Inhale to sweep the arms back up through center. Exhale to twist. Inhaling 1 more time to each side, so exhaling over to your right. Finding length through the spine here. Inhale to come through center and exhale to land in the twist. Good. Coming back to center 1 more time. Arms reach. Bringing the hands together and bringing the palms in front of the heart here. Just taking a moment to connect to the heart space. This practice of Surya Namaskar, or sun salutations, is all about reverence and gratitude. So celebrating the sun and all that it gives us, but also the light that is within you. So just keeping that in mind as we continue through our practice. Good. Release the hands down, and we'll come onto hands and knees for a moment here. And just, if you want to tuck your toes, you can for a little stretch through the bottom of the feet, or feel free to keep them untucked. And walk your hands towards your knees and just start to shift back and forth a few times. A little stretch for the wrist and the forearms. And the next time you are shifting forward, just holding there for a moment, pressing all 10 fingers into the ground. And shift it back. Turn your fingers outwards and just take your wrists a little bit closer to each other. And then start to sway side to side. If your toes are tucked and it's becoming too much, feel free to untuck at any time. Good, and then come to center, and again, shift forward and back a few times here. Good, shifting the hips back. We'll take the palms and turn them up towards the ceiling with fingers towards knees. And then you can, again, shift backwards a little bit. You can rock back and forth here. Thinking of pressing all 10 fingernails into the floor. Beginning to connect with your breath. Maybe there's a little bit of an intense sensation here, so using your breath to just sit with that discomfort a little bit. Good, and then slowly come off the hands, maybe shake out the wrists, and then bringing the hands under the shoulders, untuck your toes, and then we'll start to move through a few rounds of cat-cow. So on your exhale, pressing strongly into your hands, curling your tailbone under, chin to chest. Inhale to unravel, reaching the spine forward, collarbones are wide. And then exhaling again and just moving with your own breath here, in and out. Kind of unfurling and unraveling the spine. Noticing how this feels as you move. Checking in with the hips, the spine, the shoulders. We'll move for 2 more breaths through this. And then whenever you're ready, come to a neutral spine. Take your hands a little bit forward, maybe about 1 hand length, and then tuck your toes and lift up your hips, coming into downward facing dog. Take a few moments here, press strongly through the hands, gently wrapping the upper arms, almost like you're clutching something underneath your arm. Maybe you want to bend one knee at a time. Feel free to move hips side to side or shoulders. And then we'll look forward towards the hands and take as many steps as you need to bring the feet in between the hands, coming into a forward fold. Bending in the knees here to begin with. Maybe you want to take a little sway side to side. And then on your next inhale, we'll reach the arms up, keeping knees bent. Come all the way up to standing, palms come together, looking up. And bring the hands down towards the heart. On your exhale, release your hands down by your side. Coming into Tadasana, or mountain pose. Taking a moment here before we move into our first round of sun salutations. So this is Surya Namaskar, the classical variation that we'll take first. On your next inhale, we'll reach the arms up. Look up, palms together. Exhale, bend the knees. Come all the way down into your fold. And then you'll step your right foot back, lower the knee down, untuck the toes. Sweep the arms up, coming into your low lunge. Think of pelvis stacked underneath the ribs. So check if those ribs are splaying forward, tuck them back in. Staying for 1 breath here. And then take the hands down and we'll step back to plank. If plank is not available for you or appropriate, feel free to keep your knees down whenever we come into plank throughout this practice. Wherever you are, pressing strongly through the hands, finding space between the shoulder blades here. Taking 1 more breath. And then we'll take the knees down if they're not already, and then bend the elbows, slowly lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. keeping the hands by the low ribs, coming into a low cobra. So imagine you're rolling a marble with your nose as you lift head and shoulders. Gentle pressing of the hands into the mat. And then slowly lowering down. Press up to hands and knees or right into downward facing dog. And just be here for one breath. And then we're slowly going to step our right leg forward into low lunge. So if you need to come down to knees first and then step forward, that's an option. Or you can step all the way through if that's available to you. Untuck your left toes. Again, sweep the arms up. Finding that neutral spine, so front ribs back and down. Good, bring your hands down. And tuck your back toes, and this time you're going to step your left foot forward into forward fold, keeping the knees bent. Just be here for one breath. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms up all the way to standing, looking up, palms touch, and bring the hands back down in front of the heart. On your exhale, release the hands down by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, bend the knees, come into your forward fold. Step your left leg back, lower the left knee, and untuck the toes. Inhale, arms sweep up. Taking a breath here. Think of pulling the left knee towards the right heel, keeping those legs active. Hands come down, coming into plank or the knees down version of plank, whichever suits you today. Listening to your body here. Keeping the breath flowing and keeping it steady and even. And if you haven't lowered your knees yet, lower them down. Untuck your toes and then come all the way down onto the front of the body. And again, coming into low cobra. You could also come into Sphinx here, bringing forearms down onto the floor. So just find what feels best for you here. Coming into a gentle back bend. And then lowering down. We'll make our way into downward dog. So either coming to hands and knees first or lifting up straight into downward facing dog. And then we'll take our left foot forward, lowering the right knee down, coming into low lunge. Arms sweep up. Thinking about that left heel towards the right knee. Good. Slowly lower the hands down. And then step your back leg forward into your fold. Uttanasana. Just taking a breath here. And then again on your inhale, keeping knees bent, sweep the arms out to the side and up, reaching palms together and bringing them back down into prayer position. Release the hands down by your side. So that was one full round of classical Surya Namaskar. Surya meaning sun and Namaskar meaning to bow or salute to. So showing that reverence. So we're going to move through that, but with some additional postures added in. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, come into your fold. This time we'll add a half lift, so Ardha Uttanasana, coming to a flat back position. So your hands can be either fingertips to floor, hands to shins or thighs here. But thinking of length from crown of the head all the way down to the tailbone. From here, we'll just bring the fingertips down, and step the right leg back into your low lunge. So lowering that knee down, sweeping the arms up again. We'll add in a twist here. So we'll take the left hand back, right hand forward, either looking straight out to the left side or maybe over that left shoulder if the balance allows. Again, thinking of squeezing thighs towards each other, keeping the legs active here. Good. Sweep that left hand forward so both arms are reaching forward. Tuck your back toes. If it feels okay to lift up into high lunge from here, you can do so without hands. Feel free to place your hands on the floor to assist. So lifting that back knee, reaching the arms up. Again, keeping ribs stacked over pelvis here. Good. And then on your next inhale, we'll take that right arm back behind us as we open the right toes out to the side into warrior two stance here. So both arms are reaching, shoulders are relaxed and down. Looking over those left fingertips. Take your left forearm to your left knee and reach that right arm either up to the sky or overhead, finding length through that right side of the body. On an inhale, come back up to warrior two. And then we'll find our reverse warrior. So right hand comes down to the back leg, flip your left palm and reach the arm up and over. Finding a nice side bend. Some space through that left side of the upper body. Come back into warrior two. And then we'll take our hands down, pivot on that back foot. We're coming into plank or the knees down variation. Just staying here for one breath. And then lower your knees down, bend the elbows, come all the way down. Inhale to come up into a gentle back bend of your choice. Lower that down. Coming into downward facing dog in a way that works best for you. Taking a moment here. And then when you're ready, stepping that right leg forward, lowering the back knee down, coming into our low lunge on the opposite side. Again, we'll open out to the twist. Right arm reaches back, left arm forward. And maybe looking out to your right side or out towards over that left or over that right shoulder, sorry. Finding stability in your foundation here, that knee that's on the floor and that front foot. Sweep your right arm forward. And again, find your way into high lunge. So maybe it's with hands, maybe without. Find an appropriate challenge for you. And once you're there, reach the arms up. Open out to warrior two. So left arm sweeps back, left foot opens out to the side. Find a fairly wide stance here, right knee over ankle. Again, relaxing the shoulders down. Take that right forearm to the right thigh, and then either lift left arm up towards the sky or overhead for extended side angle. Keeping both legs active, pushing through that outer left foot. And then inhale to come back up to warrior two. And we'll find our reverse warrior. So flip your right palm, reach up and over, left arm relaxes down. Good, coming into warrior two, one more time here. And then we're just going to face forward, bring that left hand forward, pivot on the back foot, coming into plank. Or plank with knees down, or tabletop. Slowly lower the knees down and bend the elbows, untuck the toes, coming into low cobra or sphinx. Shoulders back and down here. And then lowering all the way down. Finding your way into downward facing dog one more time. Taking a moment here. And then finding your way into forward fold. So slowly walking both feet forward until the feet are between the hands here, keeping a bend in the knees, or perhaps you'd like to straighten the legs or work towards straightening them here if that feels okay for the spine. And we'll come into that half lift again. So finding that length, that flat back, length through the spine here. This time we'll use the strength of the legs to come all the way up to standing. So pressing strongly through the feet, using the glutes, the hamstrings. Come all the way up, arms reach up. Palms come together. And bring them down in front of the heart. Good. Relax your hands down by your side. And just taking one more breath here, just to steady yourself and notice the effects of this practice so far in the body. Maybe the sensations of energy moving throughout the body. Noticing the quality of your breath here. Noticing how it feels just to be in this standing posture. How does it feel to have your feet on the floor as your foundation? Do you feel rooted and stable? Good. We're going to come through that sequence one more time, this time with taking the opposite leg back and forth. So same postures, just starting with a different leg. So inhale, sweep arms up, palms touch, coming into your forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. And then slowly we're going to step our right leg back our left leg back this time, coming into low lunge. Inhale to sweep the arms up. We'll move through this maybe a little bit more quickly, just slightly. Come into the twist, reach right arm back. Reach right arm forward. Find your center and then come into high lunge, either by just tucking toes and lifting the knee or bring fingertips to the floor. Sweep the arms up once you get there. Good. Open up to warrior two. So left foot pivots and reach that left arm back. Looking over right fingertips here. Maybe checking in with that right knee. Should be tracking over the middle toes of the right foot. Take the right forearm to the thigh and then reach that left arm up or overhead. On an inhale, come back up to warrior two. Flip that front palm, reach up and over. Breathing into that right side of the body. Good. Coming back into warrior two. Pivot on your back foot, reach the left hand forward, come down into plank or your variation. One breath here. And then lower the knees and bend the elbows to lower the chest down. And tuck your toes, coming into cobra, sphinx. You could come into locust with the hands and feet off the floor. Slowly lowering down. And making your way into downward facing dog. And then step your left leg forward, lower the right knee down. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Opening into your twist, left arm reaches back this time. Embracing the wobbles here, knowing that the foot and the leg that's on the floor, just working, making all those little adjustments to keep you stable. Left arm sweeps forward, finding your way into high lunge, picking up that back knee, reaching arms up. Open out to warrior two. Right foot turns, right arm reaches back. Relax the shoulders back and down, relax the jaw. Left forearm to left knee as right arm reaches up and over. Right shoulder is stacked over left here. Inhale to come back to warrior two. Keeping that bend in the front knee, turn the left palm up and then reach up and back. Good. Coming back to warrior two for a moment here. And then we'll pivot on that back foot, reach the right arm forward. Hands come down for plank. Any other version that you're taking here. And then slowly lower the knees down and untuck the toes. Bend the elbows and come all the way down. Again, finding your variation here of a back bend. Sphinx, low cobra, locust, upward facing dog is another option, but I would recommend only doing that if it's something you practice regularly. And then slowly lowering all the way down and pressing yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Looking forward between the hands, take as many steps as you need to come into your forward fold. Feet between the hands here. Knees can be bent or straight. And you come to that halfway lift. Length all the way down the spine. Using the strength of your legs. Inhale to come up, sweep the arms up. Hands together. Palms come down in front of the heart. Release your hands down by your side. Again, just staying here for a moment. Maybe closing the eyes if that feels safe and comfortable for you here. Notice what you can sense within the body. Maybe you can really feel the heart beating, pulsing of blood through the body. Maybe you're noticing where the breath is creating expansion and contraction in the body. Or maybe just a general sense of pulsing or tingling throughout, energy moving. And we're slowly going to make our way down. We'll come into Malasana, so take your feet a little bit wider, toes pointing out. If you need something to sit on here, you can bring a block or a pillow underneath you and just take the elbows inside the knees here, just taking a moment in this deep squat. And then whenever you're ready, just taking the hands to the floor and then coming into either a kneeling position or a cross-legged seat, whatever's comfortable for you. And we'll just either lower the gaze or close the eyes here for a few moments. Maybe taking one more deep breath and letting that go with a nice long exhale. Just observing what's happening within. letting go of controlling the breath at this point. Relaxing the body, so noticing if there's anywhere that you can release any gripping or tension. And maybe just finding a moment for some gratitude. Maybe grateful for being able to move the body, grateful for fresh air and the ability to breathe deeply with the lungs. Grateful for what nature provides, for the abundance at this time of year if you're practicing during the summer solstice. And if you have the time to stay a bit longer and either stay in a seated meditation or come down and lay down for a shavasana for some relaxation and that continued practice of awareness, I would highly encourage you to do so. But we are all quite busy in our lives, so if this is all the time you have, feel free to join me in closing this practice. Taking one more deep breath as we sweep the arms up overhead, palms touch. And exhale to bring the hands down in front of the heart. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found this practice maybe illuminating, maybe noticing some things about yourself, your body, your practice. Maybe by slowing down these sun salutations, you might have had a different experience. Let me know how it went in the comments if you'd like. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy solstice if you are watching at this time of year.